What happens when an arrogant, wealthy man tries to humiliate a talented waitress in front of his privileged friends? You won't believe the unexpected twist that turns a mocking request into a powerful moment of redemption. In the bustling heart of a vibrant city, nestled among towering skyscrapers and honking taxis, stood a charming little diner known as Ellie's Eatery. This beloved spot was famous for its hearty breakfasts, inviting atmosphere, and the soulful music played by a young African-American waitress named Maya. Whenever she had a chance, Maya would often be found at the old upright piano situated in the diner's corner, filling the air with enchanting melodies that resonated with the patrons and transformed their everyday breakfasts into something special. Maya was not just another waitress. She was a dreamer with aspirations beyond the clattering plates and steaming mugs of coffee. Her passion for music ran deep, rooted in childhood memories spent singing lullabies with her grandmother. Although life had not always been easy, the piano offered her a temporary escape from reality, allowing her to express her emotions through the beautiful language of music. One fateful afternoon, a wealthy man named Mr. Kensington strolled into the diner. Clad in a perfectly tailored suit and exuding an air of superiority, he was known for his arrogance and disdain for those he deemed beneath him. Ironically, he prided himself on being a connoisseur of the finer things in life, particularly the arts. Unbeknownst to him, his encounter with Maya would shatter his expectations and change the course of his perspective forever. As he settled into a booth, he noticed Maya diligently taking orders at nearby tables, her radiant smile and infectious energy brightening the diner. Intrigued and feeling a cruel sense of entitlement, Mr. Kensington decided to turn the moment into a spectacle. He called Maya over with a dismissive wave of his hand. "Hey you, why don't you play a little something for us?" he commanded, his tone dripping with condescension. Maya hesitated for a moment, catching the mocking tone in his voice. While her heart raced in indignation, she refused to be bullied. "Sir, I'm not here to perform, just to serve," she replied politely, trying to maintain her composure. But Mr. Kensington was not one to back down easily. "Come on, it's just a little request. I pay for my meal. I should get to enjoy a bit of entertainment, right?" His friends, ensconced in their lavish arrogance, began to chuckle at the spectacle, eager for amusement at Maya's expense. Feeling the pressure mount, Maya was torn between her dignity and the urge to stand up for herself. As she stood there, she sensed the eyes of the entire diner upon her, some curious, some mocking, others supportive. The internal battle raged, but she ultimately decided that if he wanted a performance, she would give him one. Summoning her courage, she nodded and made her way to the piano, driven by a mixture of indignation and determination. As she approached the instrument, she could feel the laughter and chatter from Mr. Kensington's table. The moment seemed to stretch on, an eternity of expectation for everyone in the diner. With her fingers poised over the keys, Maya took a deep breath, attempting to shake off the tension that hung in the air. Then, with a surge of defiance, she began to play. In the chaos of mocking laughter, her fingers brought forth a hauntingly beautiful melodia composition that told the story of her struggle and resilience. The notes cascaded through the diner, weaving a poignant tale that echoed the depths of her emotions. Maya played with skill and passion, transforming the atmosphere and stealing the attention of patrons who had initially come to enjoy a simple meal. Laughter turned to hushed whispers of awe as she continued to showcase her talent. The sound enveloped the room, drawing in even the most hard-hearted among the audience. Dimly lit by the warm glow of hanging Edison bulbs, the diner transformed into a sanctuary of sound. Maya's heartfelt playing resonated with the experiences of everyone present. Every note seemed to strike a chord deep within their souls. As the haunting melody unfolded, Mr. Kensington sat frozen in his seat, astonishment washing over him. He had expected mockery and foolishness, a quick laugh at the waitress's expense. But here was a raw display of artistry that took him by surprise. His friends, once laughing and jeering, now stared at Maya in stunned silence, unable to deny the beauty radiating from her performance. With every note, Maya's story came to life, one of dreams chased against the backdrop of hardship, of a talent that refused to be silenced, and a spirit that would not concede to the judgment of others. As her fingers danced gracefully across the keys, Mr. Kensington began to realize that he was witnessing something far more significant than mere entertainment. He was experiencing the undeniable power of music to transcend barriers and evoke emotions. When Maya finally finished playing, an extended pause filled the room, a quiet moment where time seemed to stand still. Slowly, the audience erupted in applause, the patrons celebrating the unexpected performance that had stirred their hearts. The atmosphere shifted dramatically. The diner, once filled with derisive laughter, now buzzed with appreciation and admiration. Still in disbelief, Mr. Kensington's face flushed with embarrassment. He sat in stunned silence while the applause roared around him. It was a stark contrast to the earlier laughter that had echoed throughout the diner. Here was a moment of respect and acknowledgement of true talent. Feeling a wave of humility wash over him, Mr. Kensington reluctantly stood from his seat and approached Maya. No longer armed with arrogance, he found himself at a loss for words. "Miss," he said, his voice sincere, "I'm truly sorry for my earlier behavior. You are incredibly talented, and I have a great deal of respect for what you've just done." Maya looked up, surprised by his change in demeanor but accepting of the kind words. "Thank you, sir," she replied, her smile illuminating the room once more. Little did they both know that small interaction marked the beginning of a profound transformation, not only for Mr. Kensington, but for the entire diner. In the days that followed, news of Maya's extraordinary performance spread throughout the community, and Ellie's Eatery gained a reputation for showcasing local talent. Artists, musicians, and performers began flocking to the diner, eager for a chance to share their own gifts in an environment that had proven to be so supportive and welcoming. Mr. Kensington became a regular patron, not as a wealthy businessman seeking entertainment, but now as a humble supporter of the arts. With his newfound perspective, he began using his resources to elevate local musicians, advocating for community events that celebrated the diverse range of talent within the neighborhood. As part of this initiative, he and Maya began collaborating, organizing weekly open mic nights at the diner to encourage aspiring musicians to share their talents. These evenings turned into celebrations of creativity, where the community could come together to support one another, not just as individuals, but as a collective whole. The diner blossomed into a hub of cultural activity, a space where people could connect through shared experiences. Every Friday night, the walls echoed with laughter, music, and stories of resilience. Maya's talent was no longer confined to the corners of the diner. It now emanated from the stage, inspiring countless others to rise above their struggles. Through these experiences, Maya realized her dreams were not just for herself, but for the many people around her. She understood that music could serve as a means to empower others. An unshakable bond formed between her and Mr. Kensington, as both found a sense of purpose in their collaboration. Empowered by her influence, Maya began working with local schools to establish music programs that would reach children who, like her, had dreams beyond their immediate environments. She hosted workshops and classes, providing the opportunity for young minds to learn about music and explore their creativity, many of whom had never touched an instrument before. Meanwhile, Mr. Kensington used his connections and resources to support these initiatives, providing funding and materials to ensure that every child in the community had access to music education. He became a vocal advocate for the arts, appearing at city council meetings to emphasize the importance of supporting local initiatives that inspired creativity and unity. As time passed, Maya's impact continued to grow, drawing attention beyond Shreveport to neighboring communities. The diner had become a renowned venue for showcasing talent and fostering creativity, with people traveling from far and wide to witness the magic that had emerged from a single performance. On one memorable evening, a news crew arrived to cover the magic of Ellie's Eatery. They captured the smiles on the faces of children as they played instruments for the first time, the resounding laughter of families coming together, and the heartwarming stories of lives transformed through music. Maya was interviewed, and she shared her journey, emphasizing the importance of compassion, understanding, and connection through the arts. Her story resonated, inspiring people far beyond the confines of her diner. reminding them that greatness can emerge from the most unexpected places, and that a single act of kindness can spark a movement that changes lives. Meanwhile, Mr. Kensington found himself among those affected by Maya's journey. The man who had once been a figure of disdain had morphed into a symbol of growth, humility, and redemption. He discovered a new fulfillment in his life, recognizing that true happiness came from lifting others rather than tearing them down. In the months that followed, he and Maya co-hosted community events, celebrating not just the talent that emerged from their collaboration, but the profound transformation they both had undergone. Their partnership had not only altered their lives, but the very fabric of their community, creating lasting bonds that would withstand the test of time. As the years went by, Ellie's Eatery remained a vibrant testament to the power of music and community. It served as a reminder of how a single moment born of mockery could blossom into an incredible journey of redemption and change. Maya's voice continued to echo through the diner, inspiring generations of dreamers and artists, while Mr. Kensington took pride in his new role as a patron of the arts. The story of that fateful day, when Maya turned a mocking request into a melodic revival, spread far and wide, reminding everyone that in life, we all have the capacity to change, and that greatness often arises from the most unlikely beginnings. In the heart of Shreveport, the music played on, weaving together lives, stories, and dreams into an ever-expanding symphony of hope and resilience, proving that true talent knows no bounds. As Maya often said, music is the heartbeat of our community. It connects us all, and through it, we can rise. Indeed, it was a simple melody that changed everything, a heartfelt reminder that greatness does not reside solely in wealth or status, but in the expression of one's soul, shared generously with the world. In closing, the unexpected encounter between a wealthy man and a talented waitress redefined what it means to see beyond appearances. Through music, they discovered a shared humanity that bound them together, fostering a legacy of hope for generations to come. And as long as there was music to lift spirits and inspire dreams, Ellie's Eatery would forever remain a sanctuary of creativity and connection. Subscribe for more stories of resilience and triumph. Your story could be next.